Coach, how do you look back at this very strange game against Sweden?
Yeah, first of all, I think that the most important thing is the human side and what happened on the human side. So if I think back on this game, I don't think about football first of all, but about a very sad evening.
About the game itself, were you happy with the 45 minutes you saw?
A little bit yes, a little bit no. No, because we conceded not just a goal, but also 1-2 big chances. And I think out of easy errors that we can avoid easily, and we have to avoid easily. And positive because we had the control of this game, and we had a feeling also in the halftime that we go out and we will win this game because we had the control. We had also out of possession, yeah, very good stability. We created chances out of the building up of possession, and we had just to avoid this situation after the goal, like the goal with the losing ball.
What happened at halftime? Were you aware like straight away, or did you learn? I mean, did you want to step back on the pitch, or what happened at that moment?
No, we were not aware. We had our analysis with the team during the halftime. We showed some situation what we want to improve. I already spoke with the athletic coach to prepare 3 changes after, let's say, 10 minutes of the second half. And then we wanted to go out, and then we got stopped. And I heard this information, and then everything that you spoke to the team that was very important 5 minutes before or 2 minutes before are so small in 1 second. So was tough. Was a tough one. And then of course we waited in the changing room for hours. Yeah. In the end, it's not a big problem for you to have a draw, because you can still be seeded if Belgium wins against Azerbaijan, right? Look, the result is not that important. No, of course, as a football coach, as a head coach of the national team, we want to win every game. We want to be first, and we also wanted to win Sweden. But in these circumstances, you know, some people died because they wanted to watch a football game and just died because they were wearing a jersey of Sweden. I think it's difficult to speak about result, and I think that the Swedish players told us that they can't continue, and we immediately said that it's okay, that it's understandable, it's no problem. There's 1 game left against Azerbaijan. How do you look back at this European qualifiers campaign? Are you satisfied with what you saw on the pitch? What can be still improved? Of course, we are qualified, and that's the reason why we are satisfied and happy, because now it seems easy because we did it two games before ending of this qualification. But it was not. The group is strong. Sweden and Austria are two tough opponents with good players, great players. We had a lot of changes in our team. We played with young players. We played without Kevin De Bruyne the whole qualification. Also without Thibaut Courtois. A lot of games in this qualification. And so before March I didn't know that we have to play without some let's say main players, key players. So we are satisfied, yeah. We'll talk about Thibaut Courtois and Kevin De Bruyne a bit later, but you were talking about changes. The team needed changes, and the main one that you made is that you got to 4 defenders defense. Are you happy with what you saw? Was it really needed to change this? I don't know if it was needed. I think that independent of what we played before in Qatar, or because I think that before Qatar you also played with 4, or even in Qatar you played with 4. So we didn't change from 5 to 4 because you played also with 4 in Qatar, at least some game. But our approach was different. Our approach was not about the system, but about the players. Which players do we have? Which qualities do we have in which position? What we have to change, which position we have to search. And we had to search a left fullback, for example, because Timo Castagne can play it. and it's still an option. But we had to search it. And now we have with Arthur Theat somebody that is playing left fullback in 4 like he never did something else. And that's why we are happy about this evolution. And speaking about playing with 4 or with 5, it's not that big difference, because it's up to the principals, up to the players that we have. And you should know that if we play with 5, we would lose 1 player in front.
There's the Euros 24 ahead.
Yeah.
First question: do you already know where the camp will be? Will it be, for example, in Stuttgart because you come from there, or do you have an idea yet?
No idea yet. No idea yet. We are still searching. I think we had 1-2 possibilities, but now we are in this process, still in this process. So there is nothing to communicate yet. And no, it's not important that it's in Stuttgart. We have many good places in Germany. Important is that the hotel is perfect for the team, because hopefully we will spend there a lot of time, 4 weeks. And it's important. It's important that after the games you have the feeling to go home, to go back home to your place where you feel comfortable, where you feel well, where you can spend time in a good mood, in a good way.
You're talking about 4 weeks. 4 weeks means Belgium is going to go far in the tournament. What's the objective? What do you aim for this tournament now?
No objectives from my side. I'm proud to be there with Belgium, and I try to enjoy every second of each game. We have a tough group. I'm sure about it. It doesn't matter how will be the draw, but it will be a tough group. And then it's important that we play with courage. We play brave, with fun, and we enjoy this kind of games. This is the most important thing, and then the rest we will see, because every opponent can beat everybody in the Euros.
Does it matter for you to be seeded or not really? Because you mentioned that anyway you're going to face great teams.
We will try hard for it. So if we have to win the last game with, I don't know how much goals, we will try hard. We want to win everything that is possible. We want to win everything we want to, or is possible to achieve, we want to achieve. If we can achieve the first place, we're gonna try hard, and then we will see. But I think if you get the first place, it doesn't mean that you have an easy group. You can face Spain, I think Spain, Netherlands, and Switzerland in one group, as I saw. So, yeah.
I heard that you are enjoying your time here in Belgium. You talked about the collaboration with Frankie, which is going quite right. There was a Flemish newspaper that mentioned that you were already talking about renewing your contract. What can you say about that?
No, just that I think that both sides like each other. This is my impression. At least I like the federation, and the signals that I'm getting is also the other way around, and everything else is in the future. We will start soon probably to speak about it. We are not speaking about it, but we are not in a hurry, you know.
But is it somewhere in your mind that if you renew your contract, you could be the coach of Belgium at the World Cup, and the World Cup is like, I know, the summit for everyone. I mean, something great to achieve. So, do you have it somewhere in mind?
Honestly, no, because now in my mind is the next camp that is important. It's important to finish well. If we could finish with 20 points out of this qualification, would be very good. I would be really happy, even more happy than I'm now. And I think then the next step is to think about the period till March, and then the Euros. And this is already for me a big tournament.
Talking about the next camp in November, can we expect some changes or some, I don't know how to say it, but maybe new players coming in, because you will be able to try things maybe, because it's one friendly game and the next one is against Azerbaijan.
I think they showed it also against Austria, that they can really play a good football, and they have quality players also inside. We will not make things without sense. So if we test something, it should be something that is in our mind also for the Euros, or can be in our mind if something happened on a certain position. So I think we have many guys inside the squad, also the last camps, that didn't find the place to play, like let's say Oli Dema, he played a little bit, or Amin Al-Dakil, and of course this camp could be a possibility for this kind of players to see where are they already, you know, in which circumstances we can rely on them. And I think they deserve, after all these camps, because they had or they left always good impressions, that we can see something. But it's not already planned on detail, because it depends also on the last weeks, how much they will play in their clubs, and also on our approach against Serbia and Azerbaijan.
You know, in Belgium we talked a lot about the defense. You know, we mentioned Wout Faes as someone who was not always convinced for now. And at the same time, you know, we are going to ask you these questions about two players that are not playing in the national team anymore, but are still playing good in their club. First one is Toby Alderweireld. He mentioned that if you call him in March, it will be difficult for him to say no to a comeback. So do you have his number, or?
Yeah, I have his number. I have his number, and if he didn't change, I have it. No, about Toby, I think that, you know, he retired first of all, and he explained me very on detail what kind of reasons he has to retire, and it was very trustful. It was completely open, and it was completely understandable for me, so that I respect and accept his decision. First of all, you know that after I even tried once to speak to him, but he said no, not now, and now of course I read also this interview, and he said something else also, that he would not deserve, for example, to play the Euros because he didn't play the qualification. I think this is not the case, because Toby is a great guy, a good player. Now we are of course qualified with this team that performed well in difficult circumstances, in circumstances that are not that clear, to win games in Austria or in Sweden. And I think, you asked me about Wout Faes. I think that in some situations we know the people are looking in this kind of errors that lead to a chance, as he did, for example, in Azerbaijan. But this is one situation of, let's say, 2,000, and in many other situations he did a really fantastic job, and he's a good guy, an intelligent guy that can improve easily when we show him something. And he has also a big part for this qualification. So of course, not just about Wout or the central defense, we are always asking ourselves where we can improve, where we can take another percentage or 2 point of percentage to improve this team. But it's also about, you know, the circumstances, the atmosphere, about human beings. And it's not that easy, like a football manager, to just take out a player and to insert a second one. It's not that easy.
Yeah, but in the case of Alderweireld and Axel Witsel, which we'll be talking about, they know the group, so they have the experience, and maybe that's what we miss sometimes. So is the door closed for them anyway, or do you think maybe if there are some injured players, they still can bring something to the team?
It's the same. It's the same answer, because also Axel explained me why he will retire and why he wants to retire, and I have the biggest respect for his opinion and for his decision, you know. And Toby, I think it's a little bit different, because now Toby, after you asked him, I think several times, he reopened, and of course I will have it in my mind, because if we arrive till May and we have, let's hope not, injured players or something different circumstances, difficult circumstances, I will come back on this for sure, because we have it in our mind. But now speaking about Axel, for example, he retired, and we have, I think, to respect it. And if you will continue asking him, I think you put him also in bad situations because they took a decision, and I think it was not an easy decision.
Last question about Thibaut Courtois. He also mentioned in an interview that it will be wiser for him to focus on next season, which kind of close the case for these Euros, or does it not? Are you still maybe counting on him? Are you willing to talk with him in the next month to see?
Look, the situation with Thibaut is unchanged. What happened? It happened that after this camp in June, Frank and Manu went to Madrid to speak to him. After they came back, of course, we spoke about it, and I was, of course, also curious to know what was the result of this conversation, let's say. And after this, I decided to make to offer him the possibility that I go to Madrid or we meet anywhere else to speak about it and to put it out, you know, of everything, how you say, aus dem Weg räumen, we say in Germany, to make it clean and clear, and because I think that life is too short to have regrets, you know, and especially football life. And for me, the door is now, for him, is opened. I opened the door, and now we will see. Now he's injured.
No, you expect a sign from him?
Look, after this the proposal, he got injured, and of course, then I texted the best wishes to come back on the pitch very soon. And now is still injured, and I think he should focus on, and he's focusing on coming back.